I never expected. The woman my son wanted to marry to humiliate me in front of everyone. She looked at my old boots and faded jacket and laughed. You look like you came out of a cow barn. The room erupted with laughter. I quietly picked up my keys and headed for the door. Then my son grabbed my arm and whispered, "Dad, please come back tomorrow." Everything changes then. I had no idea those words would expose a secret that would leave everyone speechless. My name is Clayton Mercer. I am 63 years old and spent my entire life working on a cattle ranch in Montana. My hands were rough. My clothes were simple. I never cared about expensive watches or designer suits because every dollar I earned went into building something that would outlive me. My only son, Nolan, had recently gotten engaged to a woman named Vivian Ashcroft. She came from a wealthy family in Boston. Her parents owned luxury hotels and private investment firms. They judged people by cars, clothes, neighborhoods, and bank accounts. When Nolan invited me to dinner to meet Vivian's family, I drove 4 hours straight from the ranch without changing. I wore my work jacket because I had just finished helping a neighbor save newborn calves during a storm. The moment I entered the mansion, I knew I did not belong. Crystal chandeliers sparkled above me. Every guest wore expensive, tailored suits. I was the only man with dusty boots. Vivian looked me up and down before smiling sarcastically. She whispered loudly enough for everyone to hear. "You seriously came dressed like that? You look like you came out of a cow barn." Everyone laughed. Even her mother covered her mouth, trying not to smile. I looked at Nolan. He seemed embarrassed, but remained silent. I quietly thanked them for dinner and started walking toward the door. Before I left, Nolan rushed after me. He hugged me tightly and whispered, "Dad, please trust me. Come back tomorrow morning." Everything changes then. I simply nodded. That night, I barely slept. The next morning, Nolan invited everyone to the headquarters of Mercer Agricultural Holdings. Vivian thought they were touring another company before the wedding. When we arrived, the building carried my family name across the entrance in giant silver letters. Her smile disappeared. The board members welcomed me first. "Good morning, Mr. Mercer." The chairman handed me the annual report. "Your signature is required before we finalize the acquisition." Vivian stared at me in disbelief. She whispered, "Wait, you own this company?" The chairman smiled. "Not just this company. Mr. Mercer owns ranches across 5 states, food processing plants, logistics centers, renewable energy projects, and charitable foundations supporting farming families. Estimated value exceeds $1.8 billion. Nobody spoke. Vivian's father nearly dropped his coffee. Her mother turned pale. Nolan finally looked directly at everyone. My father taught me that real wealth is measured by character, not appearance. That is why he never bragged about money. That is why I am proud to call him my father. Vivian slowly walked toward me with tears in her eyes. She apologized for judging me. I thanked her for saying sorry, but I explained something she would never forget. Respect given only after discovering money is not respect at all. It is convenience. Several weeks later, Vivian volunteered at our ranch. She worked beside employees, fed cattle, helped families affected by drought. Slowly, she changed. Not because she wanted my approval, because she finally understood humility. At their wedding, she introduced me proudly. This is the man who taught me the value of dignity before wealth. The applause lasted several minutes, but the greatest reward was seeing my son smile. Not because of money, because his family finally understood what real success looked like. People can copy your clothes, your house, even your success, but they can never copy your character. The people who judge you before knowing your story often reveal more about themselves than about you. Never let someone else's opinion define your worth. Quiet dignity will always outlast loud arrogance. People can copy your clothes, your house, even your success, but they can never copy your character. The people who judge you before knowing your story often reveal more about themselves than about you. Never let someone else's opinion define your worth. Quiet dignity will always outlast loud arrogance. If this story touched your heart, remember that respect earned through kindness lasts forever, while respect given only after discovering wealth is meaningless. Stay humble when life lifts you up. Stay strong when others look down on you. One day, your actions will speak louder than every insult you ever endured. If you believe a character is more valuable than money,